going to have a crack. He is, you know. Oh, I say! Brilliant! That is schoolboy's own stuff. Oh, I bet even he can't believe it.
Good morning and good morning to you. Welcome to this Good Morning Tottenham away video. It is match day, guys. It is bitterly cold, but at the very least, the blue skies is out, the sun is out. So it's always a pleasure to see that at the very least this time of year. And for North London and England in general, it's massive just to even have the sun out at this given time. But look, I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Let's hope we have an awesome night as well. It's a bank holiday. No, it's not. It's a Monday night football match under the lights at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Super stoked tonight. Can't wait for the game to start. Pochettino's return. We spoke yesterday for those of you who watched it, on the Football Heritage Savage channel. We was all on there doing a Spurs review. By the way, if you guys did miss it, head over to the channel and have a watch. It was a really good episode with myself, Sava, Marlon and Stelios. So if you missed it, definitely head over. And we spoke a little bit about Pochettino returning to the lane. And there was actually, I can't believe there's an actual poll out there saying, are you going to boo or are you going to clap? I'm like, just do what you feel, guys. Do what you feel. If I was there, and if you want to know my opinion, I would clap the guy as he comes out of the tunnel. Of course, once the game starts, you know, it's all us and versus them, including him as well, as you know, versus him as well. But I don't think I know he didn't get to say the goodbyes when he actually did leave, and we didn't get to say goodbye to him, and he didn't get to say goodbye to us. So I think as he comes out of the tunnel and onto, you know, into his dugout, I think it'd be great for us to give him an absolute round of applause and to say, you know, welcome back to the lane, as good hosts should do for welcome guests, which is what he is now. So I think once that is done and dusted, then we crack on. So, you know, really good and absolutely buzzing for that game. And do you know what? I think these next few weeks, starting from tonight, are going to be good tests for us to know exactly where we are. You know, the Newcastle, City, Villa, tonight, Chelsea. Good test. I'm actually looking forward. You shouldn't fear these tests because it tells you where our team is at. But I do want to talk about one thing we also mentioned in last night's episode on the Football Heritage. I do want to mention this, that left-hand chain, because a lot of the time we was worried, you know, is Udogie going to be back? Is he not? Is 50-50 the whole way? Hasn't trained a lot, this, that and the other. And of course, knowing that, you know, Richarlison's been playing there the last few weeks. Obviously, Brennan Johnson has been back since. And so you look at it and you think, well, you've only got Davis, who didn't do too brilliantly at Crystal Palace. We had Emerson that come on that did better than him. But then to start a game, this is different when you come on to cover, you know, come on for a player that didn't have a good game there. He ultimately ended up having a better game, but it was only a bit part of the game. This is starting Emerson at left back is a completely different outcome. It's a different mindset. And also, tactically, Chelsea could look at that and see, you know what, that's the side we need to really try and do something on. And they got really good wingers in the Sterling and Mudryk. So, you know, it is a level of concern. So we spoke about that a little bit. And obviously, you know, would you start Richie? Would you start Brennan Johnson? I would be more inclined to start Brennan Johnson. One, because this is a highly technical level game. And for me, we need to have the elite technically wise. And obviously, Brennan Johnson is a far better technical player than Richarlison. So for me, I would definitely start him on the left-hand side. And I think that's, given what's been discussed online and stuff like that, that we are leaning more towards starting Brennan Johnson for this game than Richarlison. But there is an argument that perhaps Richarlison should start. And then when the game, you know, having players coming on to really, you know, finish off the game, then Brennan Johnson can have the same sort of impact that he did against Crystal Palace. I'd rather it the other way around. I think Richarlison will make a better impact, if needed, from the bench for these sort of games. and I'll be more inclined to stick with Brennan Johnson. Even if he's fit for 60, 70 minutes, go with him just from the start. Let me know what you think, what you guys think in that merit. Let me know in the comments below. The left-hand side, the left-hand chain, obviously with Brennan Johnson, if we're likely to go more with him at the moment, he's definitely favoured ahead of Richarlison to start tonight. Left-back position, we're hearing good news at the very least. Yesterday, Udogie did train with the team, and he's more than likely to start. Ali Gold has reported on it, and other reliable sources online have reported that Udogie will be starting tonight on the left-hand side. And all of a sudden, that left-hand chain with Udogie back in a starting lineup and Brennan Johnson in front of him, that looks a lot more, for me, a lot more secure. It leaves me more tranquil to this morning, more so than I was last night, knowing that it's not going to be Emerson Richarlison, but it's going to be more likely to be Udogie and Brennan Johnson. And of course, the other side would be Porro and Kulusevski. So all of a sudden, in the wide areas where they're strong, we're gonna actually be able to counter that with our strongest possible wide players. And of course, the middle of the park is where I feel that it's going to be won and lost. They got really good players in Fernandes. They got Caicedo. They got Gallagher. Against our three in Maddison, they got we got Maddison, Bissouma, and of course Sarr. So that's going to be a really good battle. It's going to be a good test for those three in the middle of the park, and that's where I feel the game will be won and lost, in the middle of the park. Really good duels, one up. You know, who's going to get who's going to get the better? I do feel like in that final third we do have something better in Maddison. I don't think they have that kind of play in the final third. So it'd be really, really good to see how that evolves. And of course, at the back, we got Van der Ven, we got Romero, and of course, Vicario. And up front, we're going to have Son. So it is the maximum you can ask for, having a full-strength team to play in a big match. That's all I've ever said. I honestly believe if we have our strongest available lineups, our strongest available players for our starting lineup, I fancy us going up against absolutely anyone up and down in the country in this current form. That's where my head is at. And of course, having the likes of Bentancur back in a squad that could also influence the game. Of course, it's going to take time, get minutes, and to find his best form. But just having him back for me is a real comfort blanket. I don't know how you guys feel about it. And of course, not long now till we get to the January transfer. I know it's only November, but really the time's going to go quick, and we need to get moving fast. If we can get a couple of additions in the forward line and at the back with Bentancur, which will be like having a new signing in midfield, I think we could really kick on in the second half of the season. But we'll talk about that further down the line. Let's think about Chelsea tonight. Let me know your thoughts, your sensations, your feelings this morning as you wake up, wherever you are in the world. Let me know your thoughts and your feelings in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, forever always, come on you Spurs!
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.